All right, good morning, good evening. Today is February 27th, Friday, 2015, and let's get started. Now, today we're going to try something a little different. Today, I actually made an entire PowerPoint, and we're just for right now, we're for the heck's sake of it, we're just going to call it the Daily Ding News at February 27th, 2015. Insert your dramatic live music here, but this is just going to be a quick little rundown of the news. I try to go from United States to to an international perspective, just cover one I think is interesting and worthwhile to note coming up in the next couple of days. And of course, we'll always have our beloved weather section. And today, one of the reasons why today's show was delayed a bit was because I had to find. I was trying to find a certain graphic that I could not find right now. That data was not quite available, so we're gonna have to improv a little bit today, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll just kind of wing it from here. But thank you all for watching today. It really does mean a lot to me for the one or two of you that actually watches this. But it's nice for me to do these episodes, and we'll just go along with it. Now, our first story today is the murder atrocities that happened in Tyrone, Missouri. Tyrone, Missouri is a small town in Missouri in the United States. And what happened was this man right here that you're seeing, Joseph Jesse Aldridge, murdered 7 people. And it's also important to note that in this town, there are only 50 people. And so killing 7 people, including his own mother, is almost 1/5 of their population. So he killed 1/5 of this tiny little town's population, and he also killed himself. And it's a terrible murder. They don't know exactly what his motive is, but this is currently being investigated by the Missouri State Troopers and the folks down there in Tyrone, Missouri. To our second story, which is, as many of you may have known, on midnight tonight, when the clock strike 12 tonight, the Department of Homeland Security is said to run out of funding. And for the past couple weeks, the United States Congress has been trying to find a way to fund the government. And many of the concerns has been over how Obama's executive order on immigration will be taken into account in any Department of Homeland Security funding. And this caused massive gridlock between Democrats and Republicans. Now, earlier today, the House tried to vote on a 3-week funding bill, and that failed in the House of Representatives. So then the Senate, earlier this evening, at around 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, approved a 1-week measure to keep the Department of Homeland Security funding. And that bill, as of 9:14 p.m. Central Standard Time, has just made it through the House and has just passed the House of Representatives. And this will now be sent to President Obama, where this will most likely get approved. And this, instead of the 3-week funding plan that was earlier proposed in the House, this is actually only a 1-week funding plan, which will just keep the Department of Homeland Security running before before a long-term funding deal can be reached in Congress. And although if the government were to partially shut down today, essential employees such as TSA officers at airports and Border Patrol agents, although they would still be on the job, this would furlough about 30,000 workers in the department, causing a massive problem to our national security integrity. Now, onto our third story, which is that the Russian opposition leader Boris Nemtsov has been assassinated in Moscow near the Kremlin. And if you look at the history of Russia, Vladimir Putin has had a history, and there's been many correlations of where Vladimir Putin has had journalists and other people who have spoken out against him assassinated in plain open sight. And so the United States and the world is asking for an impartial, transparent investigation into his murder. And obviously, with Putin being so aggressive, especially in Eastern Europe and Ukraine, and threatening the Baltic states of Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, it is the world is very almost afraid of Putin right now when putting sanctions on him. So this recent murder of one of the main opponents of Vladimir Putin, Boris Nemtsov, is important to note, and it'll be very interesting to see how his investigation unfolds in the next couple days and weeks. Now, let's get on to the weather. And today it was a very beautiful weather situation. As you can see, we had a lot of snow on the ground. We had about 2 to 4 inches in the immediate Dallas-Fort Metroplex, depending on where you were. And also here we have you can see that on a lot of these roads, were clear, minimal of ice. You see, we didn't have a lot of ice. We had a little slush here and there, but that was really almost nothing. And so today was honestly a pretty good day. And as many of you know, a lot of schools did not let you go early, first of all, because that's just too hard for their bus departments to work on, and also because especially in like DISCs, urban districts, a lot of these kids' parents don't get home until 4 or 5 o'clock. So it should just, especially those elementary kids, to just send them home. It's not really a ethical thing to do, and it's not a very safe thing to do at all. So they decided just to hold them back till 2:45. And as many of you drove on the roads, or on the roads in this afternoon, many of you could tell that it wasn't that bad, but it was beautiful snow. It was actually legit snow. You could actually see snowflakes, which was very interesting. As we said yesterday, this is very dry, fluffy snow, and that dry, fluffy snow was able to stay out the roadways. And today was a very cold day with lows around 26 degrees Fahrenheit. And also, we love your snow totals. This one is courtesy of Jonathan Byer in far north Dallas. He reported about 2 inches of snow there where he is. Grace Lee in North Plano reported about 5 centimeters of snow, which equates to about 1.97 inches of snow. And in our own reporting station, we reported about 1.98 inches of snow, resulting in an average here around the far north Dallas, Plano area. We reported about 2 inches of snow, with higher amounts obviously to the northwest, and with 4 inches of snow in it. Places like Sanger and Denton, remember we talked about those convective bands of snow. Those convective bands of snow were set up right across that area around Denton and Sanger in that area. So they actually got 6 inches of snow, and they're even some places are even seeing up to 8 inches of snow, which is why they're under a winter storm warning for then until 6 p.m. Saturday because of the high amounts of snow they received. And also quickly to note that the snow will not melt until tomorrow afternoon at the earliest, because our temperatures will stay well below freezing until tomorrow afternoon, and the temperatures tomorrow afternoon will only rise to 37 degrees Fahrenheit with limited sunshine. So the snow will be around for a bit. So if you had to go outside and plan the snow yet today, please go outside and enjoy this limited time winter weather tomorrow morning. Although it'll be cold tomorrow, it'll be a little warmer than it was today. And speaking about this warmer weather, we'll also see some more winter weather tomorrow. Now today we originally expected only about a half inch to 1 inch of snow. Now many areas we saw 2 inches to 3 inches of snow, and that was because the low pressure system was moving a bit slower than expected to stay over the Dallas-Fort Worth area just a little bit longer. However, tonight we'll have a little warmer air moving up from the Gulf and a little more moisture coming in, and that will cause some more winter precipitation to follow with it. Now we don't expect some more moderate heavy to snow like we expected today, just some minor freezing rain, freezing drizzle overnight. You could see a couple of snow grains or sleet pellets mixed in there, but mainly just a very, very light form of winter precipitation. Ice accumulations are expected to be less than 1/10 of an inch, but still this could cause some problems on our roadways and especially on those high spots on those bridges. So make sure you be careful, and if you're going out, also please make sure you watch out for that. And also just as a reminder that all Plano Independent School District events for Saturday, February 28th have been canceled. So you shouldn't have to go anywhere tomorrow for a school event. Now, some of you may be already starting to think about the next couple of days. Well, tomorrow morning, as I said earlier, we will be rising above freezing to about 37 degrees in the afternoon. But for right now, we're still not quite done with winter, and the snow will still be around for a little longer. And tomorrow, I'm sorry, we cannot find a snow total map like we did yesterday for Wednesday's snowfall. So once that becomes readily available, I will be posting that on Facebook or some other tool I can use. Now let's look even further out, and as the temperature is warm and warm, we start to get into spring. Yay, it's March. Now this is the forecast rated for Tuesday night, and right now for Tuesday night we are looking at a strong cold front moving through, and with that strong cold front, we could see some heavy thunderstorms rolling through the area. At this time, there is no concern for severe weather, but that is obviously something to stay tuned on. And so we'll definitely have to watch that going into Tuesday night with these thunderstorms moving in. And you'll be seeing after the snow melts tomorrow, we'll see our temperatures rising into the 60s. Well, after this cold front moves through, we'll see our temperatures go back down, and we'll eventually be in the lower 20s by the time spring break rolls around, which is strange. but it is just what it is, and it is Texas weather. So I mean, Texas weather is just really, 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 really hard to predict. Now let's get to a part which is what the frass. Now just a little short note about WAS. It means caterpillar poop, and a good friend of mine, her name is Annette. She uses this word as a substitute for cursing, which I found as a fabulous idea. So now instead of saying bad words, I just say frass. And it's a lot better word to say than some other words out there. So what the frass is just going to be a short little editorial about a weird worth thing you see now. Probably all expected this to be about the dress, but I find this a little more interesting. Travis Capill's NASCAR race car has gone missing, and it's just a little strange. You have this big, huge car here, and this has been quite rampant lately. In fact, just last week, man here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, this business owner, this bar owner in Plano had his huge monster truck stolen. And I mean, I don't know, maybe there's some kids trying to plan his own little race contest. But right now, it looks like if your car is valuable, I guess you might just want to paint it some weird color or hide it or something, because it's just really strange that these big, huge NASCARs are going away too. Now, I hope this car wasn't white or black, because then this guy might be trying to pull an experiment again with that. But we'll see and hopefully he gets his car back, because he literally got a rob right before he had a race, which makes it even more interesting. But that's just what I kind of found interesting today. And also, we would like to pay tribute to Leonard Nimoy, who died today at the age of 23. He played the character of Spock in the Star Trek movies, and will be missed by his many fans around the world. And that brings an end to today's newscast. I hope you found today's newscast informational and informative. Now, as I always say, our news. I'm not a professional. Some of this stuff you're gonna see is gonna be strange and might not seem really accurate. I mean, yeah, always feel free to send me comment suggestions personally, and I will try to get back to you. Thank you for supporting me. I mean, I know there's probably only like one person watching this right now, but thank you for that one person who's actually watching this. I'm pretty sure you're falling asleep right now, but still thanks. I really do find passion in weather and other current event related stuff. So thank you all for your support, and hopefully we'll see what happens in the future, and we'll see how we can further develop this. Well, that's it for today. Have a great Saturday tomorrow. Bye bye.